Traveler, The Man in Red, Chapter 36. "Where the bloody hell have you been?" Sully demanded. "I feel like I've been standing here for 2 years." "Busy," came the response. The accidental Time Lord in crimson slammed open Purge's burgundy control room doors, dragging something hefty behind him. "Always busy." Sully popped a stick of gum in his mouth. "That looks bizarre." Indeed. The mammoth coral structure, which the man in red had hauled near the console, was glowing, interspeared with piercing rose-hued doids. A living, technological structure. "It is bizarre," Traveler answered, "because where we're going is a prison planet, cordoned off from the rest of the universe. I have to amp up Purge's negative flux conduit to override it." "Oh my god, I don't care," Sully shouted over the alien. He chewed quite loudly, then continued. "You always go on about the techno blah blah or temporal what's it, and I can never keep up. So why don't you just tell me about the ghost clouds?" The man in red narrowed his eyebrows. "I was getting to that, Sullivan." Overhead, Purge's voice echoed through the intercom system.
"Approaching designated prison planet. Also, nicotine withdrawal can cause irritable..."
"Oi!" The retired Commodore pointed vaguely upward. "Enough out of you today, lass." The doors to the plush control room opened once more, and Rock Dog pounded towards Sully, followed by Bro. "Give us a hand," the man in red pleaded. The young Jadoon refuge helped the man in red load Purge's console with extra temporal power as Sully fed the pebble puppy charcoal briquettes. "Long ago," the Time Lord said, "in your near future, there is an issue with an experimental drug known as Lazarus 9. A variant strain of this drug will end up on Earth, which will lead to an event on your planet known as Miracle Day. The day no one died." Sully began to ask his usual barrage of questions, but the man in red held up a finger, tossed his crimson fedora on the temporal rotor, and rolled up his sleeves. "However, the phenomenon on your planet presented itself, and however it unfolded is unimportant to our current directive." The Time Lord scrunched his face in exertion, as he twisted attaching valves. "Purge has us vetting their particular jail well to destroy the last remaining samples of the original strain of the drug." "What would be so wrong with living forever?" Bro asked. "Nothing, if you are left physically pristine, I suppose," the man in red said. The retired Commodore looked over at them. "So, that's not the case with the blokes on the prison world." Traveler shook his head. "The drug is very nasty. It seems to work on the nervous system, concentrating on the heart and brainstem, keeping them functioning through some unknown means while the rest of the body rots." A choir of mechanical angels resounded as Purge's interior, followed by a deep impact, letting the crew know they'd arrived. "As to your question of ghost clouds," the man in red stepped outside, arms raised to the eerie amber and ash-colored heavens above, and pointed. "See for yourself." Bro, Rock Dog, and Sully emerged from the red British phone booth and stared upward. Dark, sprawling, formidable storm clouds loomed above them all, bruised and gray. And there was an awful howling, as if the whipping wind were in pain. But the howling was not wind, it was voices. Sully was sure of it. "Look closer," the man in red uttered. When the retired Commodore strained, he could see them in the clouds. The people. The ghosts. The demons. Above them, what had once appeared to be a gigantic gray storm front was actually comprised entirely of masses of the screaming dead. The clouds were made of ghosts.